Chapter 11. Subjective date, 24 years before the ball appeared. I'm nuts about Jean, and I'm weighed down because I can't find her. According to my recs, she went to Canada 3 years after this subjective date. Why? We surely didn't fall in and then out of love. Our love would never die. Her parents must have moved to Canada. And so here we both are in this subjective date. Halfway in it, anyway. Amphibians of time. Is she thinking about me now? Is she unable to think about me? About anything? Because she's dead or crazy. Tomorrow I'll start the official wheels grinding. The Canadian government should be able to find her through the International Information Computer Network, according to the recs. Meanwhile, I burn, though with a low flame. I'm so goddamn tired. Even Marilyn Monroe couldn't get a rise out of me tonight. But Jean? Yeah. Jean. I see her as 17 years old, tall, slim, but full-busted, with creamy white skin and a high forehead and huge blue eyes and glossy black hair and the most kissable lips ever, and broadcasting sex waves so thick you can see them like heat waves. Wow. And so, tired old Wow goes to bed. Objective time, February 6th, almost 7 years after the ball appeared. While I was watching TV to get orientated this morning, a newsflash interrupted the program. The President of the United States had died of a heart attack a few minutes before. My God, I said, old Eisenhower's dead. But the picture of the president certainly wasn't that of Eisenhower. The name was one I had never heard, of course. I can't feel bad for a guy I never knew. I got to thinking about him, though. Was he as confused every morning as I was? Imagine, a guy waking up, thinking he's a senator in Washington, and then he finds he's the president. At least he knows something about running the country. But it's no wonder the old pump conked out. The TV says we've had 5 Prexies, mostly real old guys, in the last 7 years. One was shot, one dived out of the White House window onto his head, 2 had heart attacks, one went crazy and almost caused a war, as if we didn't have grief enough for crying out loud. Even after the orientation, I really didn't get it. I guess I'm too dumb for anything to percolate through my dome. A policeman called and told me I better get my ass down to work. I said I didn't feel up to it. Besides, why would I want to be a cop? He said that if I didn't show, I might go to jail. So I showed. True date, 8.5 years post-ball. Subjective date, 24 years pre-ball. Here I am, 11 years old, going on 10. In one way, that is. The other way, here I am 43 and going on about 60. At least, that's what my face looks like to me. 60. This place is just like a prison, except some of us get treated like trustees. According to the work chart, I leave through the big iron gates every day at 12 noon with a demolition crew. We tore down 5 partly burned houses today. The gang chief, old Rogers, says it's just WPA work, whatever that is. Anyway, one of the guys I work with kept looking more and more familiar. Suddenly, I felt like I was going to pass out. I put down my sledgehammer and walked over to him, and I said, "Aren't you Stinky Davis?" He looked funny, and then he said, "Jesus, you're Gabby Franham." I didn't like his using the Lord's name in vain, but I guess he can be excused. Nothing would have tasted good the way I felt, but the sandwiches we got for breakfast, lunch, and supper tasted like they had a dash of oil in them. The engine oil, I mean. The head honcho. He's 80 if he's a day. Says as Rex told him, they're derived from petroleum. The oil is converted into a kind of protein, and then flavoring and stuff is added. Oil burgers, they call them. Tonight, before lights out, we watched the Prez give a speech. He said that within a month, Project Toro will be finished. One way or the other. And all this memory loss should stop. I can't quite get it even if I was briefed this morning. Men on the moon, unmanned ships on Venus and Mars, all since I was 11 years old. And the black ball, the thing from outer space. And now we're pushing asteroids around? Talk about your science fiction.